Starlit Defiance. In the pulsing heart of Australis Prime, the busiest space station in the known galaxies, the air was thick with the buzz of multilingual chatter, scents of alien spices, and the thrum of countless ships docking and departing. Amid the chaos, Alora Ray, a human woman with wild auburn curls and defiant green eyes, wandered, an unwelcome tension tightening her chest. She was far from Earth, far from the gilded cage her father, Regent Marcus Ray, had crafted for her. For once she felt free, or so she thought. Alora was admiring the breathtaking view of the luminous nebula Tricensis when it all went wrong. A heavy hand clamped over her mouth, and a force yanked her into the shadows of a deserted corridor. 3 men, clad in black and armed to the teeth, surrounded her. Hired by her father, they were the epitome of merciless precision. "Miss Ray, your father has made it clear. You're to return to Earth," the leader sneered. Her struggles were futile, their grips were iron. Panic welled up inside her as she realized her freedom was being wrenched away. Unbeknownst to them, a figure loomed above on the metallic scaffolding, a humanoid alien with deep sapphire skin that shimmered faintly under the station's dim lights. His name was Kyle Dravon, a wanderer from the distant planet Valathar, known for his sense of justice and unshakable moral code. His striking silver eyes narrowed as he observed the scene unfolding below. Kyle had no interest in getting involved with human affairs, yet something in Alora's eyes, fear mingled with fiery defiance, stirred something within him. It wasn't just pity, it was a deep sense of wrong that compelled him to act. Without hesitation, Kyle leapt from the scaffolding, landing silently behind the hired men. "Let her go," he commanded, his voice a melodic baritone, calm but resolute. The men turned, startled. "This doesn't concern you, alien," one spat. "It does now," Kyle replied, his silver eyes glowing faintly. Before they could react, he moved with the agility of a predator. A swift exchange of blows left 2 of the men incapacitated. The leader, gripping Alora, growled and drew a blade, pressing it against her neck. "Stay back, or I—" Kale's gaze hardened, and with a calculated strike, he disarmed the man and pulled Alora to safety. The hired men retreated, shouting threats about Regent Ray's wrath. Alora, catching her breath, looked up at her savior. Why did you help me?" Kale tilted his head, studying her. "Because it was the right thing to do. Are you hurt?" She shook her head, though her voice wavered. "You don't understand. My father, he's powerful. Those men will return with reinforcements." "Then we leave," Kale said simply, offering his hand. Without much choice, Alora took it. Their escape began on Kale's ship, the Arendor, a sleek vessel designed for speed and stealth. As they hurtled through the void, Alora explained her predicament. Her father, a ruthless industrial magnate, was forcing her to marry a man of influence to secure a political alliance. When she refused, he hired mercenaries to drag her back. "I'd rather drift in space forever than go back," she declared, fire in her voice. Kyle glanced at her, his expression softening. "You won't have to." Their journey was fraught with peril. The mercenaries tracked them relentlessly, forcing Kale and Alora to leap from one star system to another. Along the way, they encountered hostile territories, navigated asteroid fields, and even bartered with dubious traders for supplies. Through it all, they grew closer. Alora, once wary of Kale's stoic demeanor, discovered his dry wit and surprising kindness. Kale, in turn, was drawn to her resilience and unyielding spirit. She wasn't just another human. She was different. One night, as they hid on the moon Zareth under a canopy of alien constellations, Alora confided in him. "I used to dream about adventures like this. Escaping the suffocating expectations, seeing the stars, but I never imagined it would be so dangerous." Kale chuckled softly. Danger has a way of finding those who refuse to be caged. She smiled, looking at him. What about you? Why do you wander the stars? His expression grew pensive. Velathir was torn apart by war. I lost my home, my family. I wander because there's nowhere left to belong. Alora's hand found his. Maybe belonging isn't about a place. Maybe it's about people. Their eyes met, and for a moment, the vastness of the universe seemed to shrink to the space between them. The climax of their ordeal came on the barren planet Kiros, where the mercenaries cornered them. Regent Ray himself appeared via hologram, his cold gaze fixed on Alora. Enough of this rebellion, Alora. Come back now, and I may yet forgive your insolence. Forgive? Alora snapped. You've never seen me as anything more than a pawn in your games. Kyle stepped forward. She's not returning with you. Ray sneered. And what are you? Another pawn? Protecting her out of misguided righteousness? Kyle's voice was steady. No, I'm protecting her because she deserves to choose her own path. A fierce battle ensued. Kyle and Alora fought side by side, their bond giving them strength. In the end, they outmaneuvered the mercenaries, escaping into the stars once more. As the Erendor drifted in the tranquility of uncharted space, Alora stood at the viewport, gazing at the endless cosmos. Kyle joined her, his presence a comforting warmth. What now? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Kyle considered her question. The universe is vast. There are countless places to explore, far from your father's reach. She turned to him, her heart pounding. And, will you stay? With me? His silver eyes searched hers. If you'll have me. Her answer was a kiss, a promise of love born in the stars. In the endless expanse of space, two souls, once adrift, had found their anchor in each other. Together, they charted a course through the unknown, not just as allies but as kindred spirits, bound by a love that defied galaxies.